Hello!
Buongiorno.
Hello!
Today,
And welcome to Let's Talk Spoop. I am your host, Don. With me, as always, Jeremiah. And today we're talking about.
wait. Is this Let's Talk Spoop or Let's Talk Poop?
Well, this is
Because
welcome
I'm pretty sure we're talking about Welcome to the Asylum, and this is definitely poop, not spoop. It does not deserve the S.
100% sure. Um, yeah, so today we're talking about Death Valley Revenge of Bloody Bill, which is way too long of a movie title.
Though this movie is a important landmark in the history of Asylum, though.
Why is that?
Because this is the first Asylum film ever self-made by themselves instead of being commissioned by another studio. And it's also one of the very few Asylum films that was not made as a mockumentary or a mockbuster.
Yeah, this is a 2004 Asylum film. Their mockbusters started in 2006. So this is original.
And it's the debut of a lot of the actors in this movie, and I hope it was the last time we saw a lot of the actors in this movie.
It definitely is the last time I've seen a lot of them, and hopefully I will never see any of them again. Yeah, like I said, we're talking about...
well, the black chick is in Young Justice.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a voice. That's different.
You've heard her.
Yeah, and the car or the criminal guy, the black criminal guy, he looks familiar to me. I don't know where I've seen him before though.
Yeah, most of these haven't done a lot of other stuff. The guy who's Avery in this one,
I don't know.
He's been in a lot of things, but most of it was before this, and then after this, nothing.
Yeah, so stop right there. Using any character names is going to be worthless.
White dude.
Yeah.
Looks kind of like James Marsden, except, unhealthy.
Yeah. Was that Jerry?
Scott Carson's the name of the actor.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, this movie is terrible. So
let's give them at least a synopsis. Brief synopsis. They don't need to know the whole plot because I don't think anyone needs to know the plot.
It's not pretty much plot anyway, but I'm gonna spoil the movie because we're gonna spoiler alert before I spoil the movie. Our recommendation is going to be that this movie gets burned. Like, I don't know how you burn something that's on the internet, but it should be. So the movie is about this group of debate club kids that get carjacked, and they wind up in a haunted Wild West town called Sunset Valley. That I say haunted, it's not haunted, it's full of zombies. Because Bloody Bill's sister was hung there because she was his sister, and he found the body, and then he was killed, and he cursed the town. And so he's like some sort of uber zombie, and that's pretty much it. So then these debate school kids, plus the guy who carjacked them, get hunted and murdered by zombies. The final girl, they went with the classic trope of she looks like a relative of the big bad. So she looks like the sister of Bloody Bill, and she uses the fact that she looks like the sister of Bloody Bill to pull a Friday the 13th Part 2, and trick him into thinking that she is the sister, and then chops his head off. Friday the 13th Part 2. This 100% just stole that. That is the plot of this movie.
Let me say something weird about this. So this is directed by Byron Werner. Okay, you go to Byron Werner's resume. This is scrubbed off of it. Byron Werner is an award-winning cinematographer. He has done stuff that you have probably seen. Like one of my favorite movies of the past couple of years, Last Full Measure, he was cinematographer for it. He was cinematographer for Coldplay music videos. He was cinematographer for recent movie 9 Bullets. He does TV. He has lots of music video stuff, like Paramore videos and stuff like that. But this which he supposedly directed, scrubbed. Not on his IMDb. I just have his CV up right now on his website. Not on his CV.
Nice. Yeah.
Scrubbed.
So
Gone.
this movie, let's start with the acting. There is none. This movie is lines are delivered. They are full lines
Mm-hmm.
that are spoken. There is no inflection. There is very little emotion. It is, I'm going to speak my lines, especially when the guy who gets bit at the beginning is giving all of the exposition on Bloody Bill. He sounds like he is reading directly from a history book as he is
Could have been
described.
a note card in front of him. It reminded me of Superman the movie where Marlon Brando, was playing Jor-El, but he didn't want to memorize his lines, so he clearly had note cards all around his crystal set
Yeah.
and was doing that. So another thing, so this was written by two guys, Matt Wan and John Wan, who have only ever written this, and they also acted in this as a zombie, but they're actual actors. Like they've been in Agents of Shield, they've been in Arrested Development, they've been in The Millers, they've been in Little America, they've been in House of Lies. They never wrote again. Shocked. This okay. This I'm trying to find a compliment for this movie.
I do have one, but I want to keep talking about how bad it is first.
It is filmed better than most of these ones because I could actually see the screen.
Yeah, so the cinematography is not bad. Some of the when they have like the characters trying to run away from the town, they keep like the town. If you try to leave the town, you keep coming back to it, and they kind of show it in like these flashes of scenes that I thought was a really cool effect that they used. So that's another good. That's a good positive. The cinematography on this was not bad compared to a lot of other stuff.
Though the location scouting was pretty bad. So do you remember? Okay, when the college students are driving their van on the highway, and they almost hit the drug dealer guy.
Yeah,
that highway suddenly turns into a single lane road.
that is true.
They hit him so hard they disappeared the road.
Yeah, the road turned gravel.
And then they describe Bill as a former Union soldier, but there's a Confederate flag clearly on his coffin.
And he hates black people. Like, yeah, and he hates Yankees. Like the description calls him a Union soldier, but he wasn't. He was a Confederate soldier. Like, they just mixed that up.
Or there's stuff like the weapons are always hilarious. Like they're not stabbing things, or like the grenade where you see the pin clearly still in the thing.
Or the fact that they never seem to run out of bullets throughout the entire time.
You know, the U.S. Navy never runs out of bullets.
That's true. We don't.
When they're shooting at tentacles.
True. No, like there's no reload sequences, nothing. They are just unloading nonstop. And then finally, once the final girl gets her gun, that's when they run out of bullets. And then did you the pistol whip scene? That was spectacular. So they have her pistol whip one of the zombies, and they like show her like swinging, and then they show the gun, the pistol hitting the zombie, and it's like that's how they do it. And it's just like, and then
I would rather have done the old school way where they hit someone and it sounds like they just hit them with a frying pan.
Ding! Yeah, for sure.
There was no real Foley work in this movie. There might have been Foley work in this movie, but I don't think so. I don't think they paid for a Foley.
Yeah,
a Foley at all.
So the acting is really bad. The female lead, her most common facial expression is throughout the whole movie. They're trying to figure out. They're like, okay, we need to get out of this town, and she tries to argue them into staying into town by going into like, I'm a debate student debate mode, which was ridiculous. Like, you need to cite some resources. And then within 3 minutes, she's like, okay, we gotta get out of this town. And everybody else is just like, how? Thanks for, like, that was the plan. You ruined that. Good work, Gwyn, the only character whose name I remember. Also, they don't give you any character names in the opening of the movie. So you have no idea who anybody is until somebody disappears and they're trying to figure out where they are. And then they're like, oh man, has anybody seen Sandra in a while? Uh-oh, I haven't seen Sandra in a while. And we just saw Sandra get eaten horribly.
Or when, what was it, Gwen was sensing something wrong with her friend in the cowboy attire, and like, oh, there's something wrong, and they just stand there as he's walking towards them the whole time. Well, something's definitely wrong. And Bloody Bill, I'm pretty sure, can teleport, like the baby in 12, 12, 12. Okay. The mixing in this movie is awful. Like, there's a bit where the cop's radio is talking, and you can still hear the music playing over it really loudly. And then there's supposed to be commentary about, like, I think they're trying to do commentary about, like, black and slavery relations. But the carjacker is a coked up black guy who's the only frickin' guy in the movie. And he's a coke addict who tries to jack their car. And his gun keeps changing repeatedly. I counted he has a semi-automatic. He had a handgun. He had a revolver. Like, dude, did you just hand the guy a gun?
Yeah.
And then the cop, when he pulls someone over, he like stays in the car. Like, shouldn't you get out of your car to show someone your badge?
That scene was so good. The guy's like,
no, it was terrible.
The guy's
good. Nothing good.
Pulled over, and he just was like an entire like 3-gallon bag of coke. And he like. And then he like turns, and there's this chick that like pulls up next to him, and he's like, "Hey," and starts trying to hit on her through the window, and she's like, he's just got this cocaine right here, and he's all like, "You want a party?" And she's all like, "No," and holds up her badge. Fantastic filmmaking. Also, when the carjacker, the black guy, is like, "This is my chance to be a good guy. I'm going to be a good guy. This is my chance to be a good guy. I'm not going to be that good." And then he goes and grabs the same giant bag of cocaine, snorts as much of it as he can, and then pours the rest on top of himself. And then proceeds to just inarticulately yell the F word at zombies for an inordinately long period of time. It was spectacular. I loved it.
And then when the grenade goes off, why does smoke only come out of the top? Like,
right?
Was it directional?
He was on the ground floor, and he blew up the grenade, and the smoke comes out of the top floor windows. Oh my goodness. So there are some laughable.
Dying.
There are some
dying.
There are some laughably bad scenes in this movie, which can be a bonus. As I said, I did enjoy some of the scene transitions where they did the flashing scenes, and then I actually enjoyed the music in this movie personally.
I don't remember a single note of it.
It was all like hard metal. Throughout
it was.
Yeah. So I like them using like the way that they use the music. But other than that, and those three goods do not outweigh the absolute dumpster fire that is this movie. It is hot garbage on my sliding scale of Asylum films. This is the second worst film that we have watched so far. This movie is slightly better than Battlestar Wars, and that's because it had better location scouting, and it actually had a script of some sort, whereas Battlestar Wars very clearly did not. This movie, honestly, I would probably rather watch 12, 12, 12 again than watch this. This movie is hot garbage.
The best scene, other than what you just said, because what you said, the one was hilarious, There were things in the credits that popped out because I was sitting there with my eyes glued over going because I had to get up to actually turn off the TV.
They
And
just didn't have the strength.
I was very sleepy. But there's a couple of things in the end credits I had to look up on IMDb to confirm that I saw what I saw because I didn't want to turn it back on. So one end credit thing says no animals were hurt during the production of the screenplay, even undead ones. We made sure of it. Also, there's this one. The events, characters, and firms depicted in this photoplay, they use the term photoplay, are fictitious. Really, any similarity to actual persons living or dead or actual events is purely coincidental and very weird. We suggest moving if you make the connection.
At least they knew what they were doing.
No, I think the credit person said, "This is crap. I'm getting paid to make credits. I will make these credits."
It's like the guy that they hired to do the closed captioning on Stranger Things season 4, where he was just like, "I'm going to go for it, and we'll see what happens." This movie's real bad.
I'm going straight to the picker wheel, dude.
No pictures today.
There's only 6 pictures, and 3 of them are faces, and 3 are the same poster.
Ooh, yeah. All right.
So not worth showing.
Excellent.
Let's see if the next thing is worth watching.
Probably not. Wheel of Asylum. Turn, turn, turn. Tell us the movie that we will burn. Snakes on a tree. I'm tired of these mother-ucking snakes on this mother-ucking train.
If that's not said in this movie, I don't. It might as well write itself. Okay, it just wrote itself. Snakes on a train.
Let's discover if there's a location we can see it. I think I have seen it like just on Tubi.
Pretty sure I have.
Through.
It's not, and unlike Snake Out of Compton, which just has the greatest terrible cover.
Snakes on a train. Yep. Hoopla, Voodoo, Tubi, Pluto, Plex, and Flix Fling. Under a powerful Mayan curse, snakes are hatched inside a young woman, slowly devouring her from within. Her only chance for survival is a powerful shaman who lives across.
If the snakes are eating you out from within, you're dead.
With only hours to live, she jumps on a train headed for Los Angeles. Unfortunately for the passengers aboard, they are now trapped, soon to be victims of these flesh-eating vipers. And then the picture it shows on here appears to be a train riding directly into a giant snake's mouth.
Well, as we know, snakes, trains, cars, and planes work well as we noticed with megapythons.
It's true. It's very true.
Let's see what they give us with this one.
Yep. So next week, theoretically, we will be talking about snakes on a train.
Probably not real ones, most likely CGI. And they might have similar movement and repeated loops.
I'm praying for like the toy rubber ones that we have. That they're just throwing them at each other because they can't get them to move. That's what I'm hoping for.
I'm just waiting for their knockoff of Black Snake Moan and they call it White Snake Scream.
You can watch it. Especially if they could find a Christina Ricci look-alike. Anyway, on that note, okay, thanks, bye.